from Bengaluru. Now, Karnataka may not be the first state that comes to mind when you think of communal tension. But are things as peaceful as they should be? Or are there old fault lines that surface every now and again? Why is Dakshina Kannada so often on edge? There was violence over the decision to celebrate Tipu Sultan's birthday. In the past, churches have been stoned. What is the situation now in Karnataka? Is it more peaceful now under this Congress government? Was it more peaceful under the BJP government? What is the situation now and how can we make it better? We'll start with the ruling party. Rizwan Arshad, he's an MLC and a spokesperson for the Congress. We've had this trouble now in Dakshina Kannada. Are things better now, do you think, than they were under the previous BJP government? Do you think the Congress government is able to get things under some kind of control?
If it was a law and order issue, it could have been dealt in a different way, routinely how we deal it. There are political motives, political objectives behind this violence. There are political parties, fundamental political parties from the Hindu community, from the Muslim community, who tend to benefit from this kind of communal violence, and then as a result of violence, there is communal polarization. So these political parties get the maximum out of the misery of the common man who suffers during the communal violence. So there is these communal violence, as I see it plainly, are not by default, but they are by design.
By design.
Since the elections are approaching fast, the BJP is deliberately, through its workers from the Sangha Parivar, getting these things done so that they get the benefit of the polarization. They can't face this election except for a communally polarized society and an electorate which they...
We'll go across to the BJP now, Malavika Avinash. Your party has been violating prohibitory orders in Mangaluru, protesting against the death of that RSS worker. Is it just politics as usual? What's going on?
It is we who've lost a worker. So to say that we are politicizing is extremely laughable, because we've lost 23 workers in the last 4 years. We've lost 12 in the last 2 years. And Sharath is the most recent, and we are losing people. And to say that, we are politicizing is extremely unfair. Where are the men that were responsible for Sharath's death? Have they apprehended them?
Let me give you 2-3 instances. What happened to Praveen Pujari, who died? Who killed Praveen Pujari, a Bajrang Dal worker? The same Bajrang Dal workers killed it in some personal rivalry.
So you think many deaths are being presented as criminal?
They did huge halla over the death of Praveen Pujari, the death of Kartik Raj. What happened? Who killed Harish Pujari, a Bajrang?
Who killed Sharath? Will you please tell me who killed Sharath? Have you apprehended him? Where are the killers?
We will be apprehended.
Where are the killers?
There must be Bajrang Dal killers. There must be Vishwa Hindu Parishad killers. We will find out.
Your chief minister goes about saying he will ban all the Hindu organizations, but stop short of saying Muslim. Why? Why this appeasement politics?
Rajesh, you're from the RSS. You're from the RSS. What is happening in Dakshina Kannada? Why is the RSS so agitated about what's going on there?
Yeah, as Malavika told, we lost 23 workers in last 4 years and 12 workers in last 2 years. And all these murders has got deep link with the jihadi terror. The recent murder was of Sharath, and still 1 week ago. But no arrest has been made yet, no political pressure from the Congress government also.
And what about the very communication of his death was made 20 hours later? Why?
So
will the chief minister answer why they took 20 hours to communicate their death to the family? What was he trying to hide? Because he wanted his event to take place, his political event to take place. There is a lot of politics in this.
RSS is really...
RSS is really worried because we are losing our Karyakartas who are working for the nation, working for the society. Sharath was a very poor guy and very honest guy. He was having a own business with himself. He was a lone son for his parent, and he was very much popular in his area. He was killed for no reasons. So, likewise, we lost Rudresh last year in Bangalore as well. In other parts of Karnataka also, around 23 workers has been hacked to death in last 4 years. Yesterday in New Indian Express, I request the videographer to focus this. There is a report in New Indian Express saying that in Karnataka, 20% of the communal protest has been happening. In last 1 year alone, 1,457 communal protests happened in Karnataka state. So Karnataka is having such kind of communally tensed condition. It was not so before. Karnataka is known for communal harmony. Karnataka is known for...
Just may add, half the 23 workers which they claim have been killed, the deepest sympathies to Sharath and his family. I will tell you, half of the workers have been killed by their own Sangh Parivar outfits.
Not all the communal
These are all baseless. Please, these are baseless.
Half of them have been killed by these other fundamental organizations from the minority community. So they have their own problems. They have their own problems which they should set it right, and they have the problem.
Murdered by PFI workers.
Yes, PFI workers also.
Yeah. What also? You said PFI directly, not also.
And half of your workers are killed by your own people. And half of them are killed maybe by PFI.
We'll give a chance now to the Janata Dal Secular, Tanvir Ahmed, national spokesperson. You are from the Janata Dal Secular. How secular is Karnataka at this stage, or does religion still play a combative part in the state?
See, if at all you're asking about Karnataka, how secular Karnataka is, Karnataka was, is and will be very secular. Because in the world of today...
Despite the third highest number of protests.
See, as Rizwan rightly said, we need to know who is getting benefited out of this communal violence. Now, what is the use and who creates it? As in the world of competitive communalism today, there are certain political parties who are basically very rightist in their ideology, and which is rightist in their ideologies, rightist in their ideologies, who wants to create a communal tension in the state, but because they largely get benefited by polarization. I just would like to tell you that today, when we are debating even here, you can see that blood is boiling across. Peace is needed for Karnataka and Karnataka's growth. And let us not make any murders as our voting points, because if anybody is killed, trust me, everybody is going to get affected. Only few fringe elements get benefited out of it. Nobody is happy out of it. Nobody wants anybody to get killed.
Professor Cherian Alexander, you're a professor here of English and also as a Christian as well. There have been attacks on churches in the past in Karnataka, fortunately not recently. Does the Christian community feel safer now? Do you think that Karnataka is a good place for minorities?
I think historically Karnataka has been a good place for minorities, but over the last decade or so there have been communal disturbances in many places. Christians do feel threatened in many parts of Karnataka, in some pockets of Karnataka.
Where?
I think Dakshina Kannada is one place. Bangalore has not escaped occasional attacks on churches. I would still say that for the large majority of Christians, so far there have been no problems. But the fact that now and then we hear about attacks on churches is worrying. So we don't want, because we've lived. I was brought up here in Bangalore, and we lived in a colony where we had Hindus, Muslims, Christians living in absolute harmony and peace. We exchanged gifts and sweets and all those things at our respective festivals. So that's the Bangalore we've known. But of late, it is very clear that various elements, both majority and minority fundamentalisms, are at play here. So try to get some personal advantage or some political advantage.
It is motivated by some smaller groups, you feel. Mr. Agus Sultan is an educationist also. Is Karnataka better than it was? Is it worse than it was? Or has there been this level of a certain amount of conflict all along?
What's happening today is very painful, but Karnataka is generally peaceful. If you see Maya, irrespective of any political parties, there's a game plan of how BJP wants to come to power. I'm not siding any party here. They want to divide India totally into Hindus and Muslims. That's the agenda number one. And only then polarization takes place. They feel they want to...
if you're saying this is being done deliberately, they're losing people who are dying.
With the state government which belongs to the Congress party. Law and order belongs to the state government, sir. It is for the state government to ensure. What steps have they taken to ensure peace? Why don't you control? What is the law? Do you have a home minister? Do you have a home minister in place? Do you have a home minister in place?
Mr. Rajesh, it's not just the RSS workers who are dying. In any conflict, people from both sides do lose their lives.
I'll tell you why it happens. this present government and the Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, he is having a dividing rule as well as appeasement policy from his the first term itself. He accused so many Bajrang Dal, RSS, Sangh Parivar people openly, and he has withdrawn cases of PFI, KFD and other people. Nearly 175 cases has been withdrawn.
Withdrawal of cases.
Not at all. Not at all. He is on camera blatantly lying. No PFI, SDPI worker has been withdrawn. On the contrary, same BJP, when they came to power, they withdrew the Bajrang Dal workers, Vishwa Hindu Parishad workers, all those people who involved in communal violence, communal
do you have any basis for your allegations?
It is a fact, and everybody knows.
Professor, you're in between. You're literally sitting in between this.
Place.
Definitely, yes.
You're literally sitting in between this. What are your views on this?
My interest is much more human than that which is concerned with party discussions in some sense. I think there is a certain impact these kind of violence has on people, and that is the impact that causes a great deal of fear among people. And that fear has to be, I think there must be some way by which we need to handle this fear by mobilizing goodwill among people, right? I understand that there are deeper issues that are involved, but common folk, as they call it, right, are more disturbed by seeing this kind of violence.
Is Karnataka where it should be?
Karnataka is among the better of the states that we know. But there is, I also see that there is a growing, sense of tension everywhere, right? And I don't quite know whether Karnataka is part of that larger.
Yes, we'll just take a short break now, and as pointed out just very recently, the Pejawar Swamiji actually hosted an iftar meal for people at the Udupi temple in Krishna. That was a positive sign. Let's see what the students have to say after a very short break.